Hello, everyone. This is Joe Dagger, Business 101, and with me today is Bob Petruska. Bob is with Sustain Lean Consulting in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're here a little bit to talk about creating an A3 learning organization. And here's the good part. We should just went to right this right at the beginning, shouldn't we?
Right.
The
It's where
results,
everyone
what we
wants
were
to go.
messing around before with. We go to the fourth section, the results, okay?
Right.
What's those little blocks there, solution family? What's that all about?
So again, we started with this A3 learning organization, right? We wanted to do was encourage people to get up, get out, get into the Gemba and learn and share that learning. So we might want to look at things systemically. If we have these issues that happen every time a new design is coming out, we have a dimensional problem and we have the label is off place and then sales can't sell it. And then we have to go through and discount it, right? And send it through maybe a different channels where we don't earn the margins that we do. Now we're not meeting our goals. So we're going to look at it systemically and ask, what are we missing in the design process up front that is a disconnect between the design and the manufacturing or the service and the delivery? What is the disconnect? We need to know that systemically to understand it. So we might look at the consequences. What are the consequences of this to the person? And if there aren't clear consequences, or we might ask the question, what are the feedback? What feedback does a person get? And often we find the feedback loops are broken. People that are designing things may not get any feedback. So we need to get the engineers out of the drawing room once in a while into the Gemba and help them understand where we can improve. Looking at it systemically does just that. So we look for these families of ideas that will help us to get to root cause faster and families of solutions that we know will work. And that really helps speed up the process so that we can apply what we learned in future designs and get better.
Tell me a little bit about evaluation.
Right. So I want people to think about, what is this idea of fitness for use, right? So that's probably very important to me, right? If I'm doing a job, how do I make sure that my clients like the job I do? Well, I ask them for feedback every day, right? So every day I get feedback and I learn from it and I work hard to improve every time. The other thing I do is that every week I get written feedback. So not only get verbal feedback every day, but every week I get written feedback. And the written feedback helps me understand it. So I am sometimes it's hard to take, right? We evaluate something, it's hard to take, whatever it is. But how do you evaluate a solution? I ask the question, how do you evaluate a solution? Well, we want to know, did it actually solve something, right? But how do you evaluate a customer? I mean, how do you go about it? I mean, we don't ask that question. The other one I really like is this idea of culture. Culture eats process for breakfast is the old quote, right? So if culture eats process for breakfast, who's responsible for culture? We don't have an answer. Well, okay, it's leaders. All right. Then how are you holding leaders accountable to the culture? And how are you measuring that? How are you evaluating that? What are your HR systems doing to ensure that you're protecting and nurturing the culture that you so well want to emulate in your market, your brand? And these are hard questions.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're definitely hard questions because I look at the fact that here's your evaluation process. Here's how we're going to monitor it and actually who's going to see it and what's the reactions to it. Okay. And that practically be an A3 in itself, just about.
Yes, it is. We don't want to get too carried away, but at the same time, if it adds value, let's do it. And so sometimes I think we need to look at the whole organization and ask ourselves.
Tell me where someone can contact you and the best way to get a hold of you.
Bob Petruska is my name, and my website is bobpetruska.com, www.bobpetruska.com. Or you can pick up the phone and give me a holler, 704-615-3731.
I encourage people to reach out to you. A resource of information, a great resource of knowledge, and one of the more people persons in the consulting side that I know. So thanks a lot, Bob, for your time and a great looking A3 here.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great one.